The screen opens with pure static, the kind that scratches at your ears and makes you instinctively uncomfortable. No music, no logo, only the flicker of an old CRT television struggling to find a signal. After a few seconds, the static fades into a dim image of a child's bedroom recorded by a cheap night vision camera. Green tint, low quality, time stamped glowing in the corner. 3:03 a.m. Nothing moves. The narrator speaks quietly, controlled, almost clinical. There's something deeply disturbing about footage that was never meant to be watched by anyone. Private recordings, bedrooms, sleeping children. Because when something appears in those frames that shouldn't be there, it didn't come from outside. It was already inside the house. The image freezes. White letters slowly type across the screen. Midnight, Phyllis. Quasi 008. Then the timestamp glitches and jumps backward by 1 second. In 2022, Daniel and Marissa Clark installed a small security camera in their 6-year-old son Noah's room. Nothing unusual, just cautious parents. Noah had frequent nightmares and would sometimes sleepwalk, so they wanted to keep an eye on him during the night. The camera streamed directly to their phones. For months, the footage showed exactly what you'd expect. A child sleeping, rolling over, occasionally sitting up and mumbling before lying back down. Completely normal behavior. Nothing strange, nothing threatening. Until one morning, Marissa reviewed the night footage after hearing Noah talking in his sleep. She expected nonsense words or mumbling. Instead, she heard him whisper something clearly. "You're back." She assumed he was dreaming, but then he added, very softly, "I thought you only come when they're sleeping." That sentence made no sense, because Daniel and Marissa were asleep in their own room the entire night. Curious and slightly uneasy, they rewound the video. At exactly 3:03 a.m., Noah sits upright in bed, eyes open, not groggy, not confused, wide awake. He stares directly toward the corner of the room near the closet door, not blinking, just watching something. For nearly 2 full minutes, he doesn't move. Then he nods slowly, like he's listening to someone speak. But the room is empty. There's no shadow, no person, nothing visible on camera. He whispers again, "Okay, I won't tell them." Then he lies back down and goes to sleep instantly, like someone flipped a switch. The parents felt a chill. Kids imagine things, sure, but this didn't feel like imagination. It felt like a conversation. The next night, they kept the camera open, live on their phone. Everything seemed normal. Midnight passed, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., at 3:02. The feed suddenly froze. Not disconnected, just paused. The timestamp stopped counting. 30 seconds later, it resumed. Daniel assumed it was the Wi-Fi. But when they checked the recording, something didn't match. During those 30 missing seconds, Noah wasn't in his bed. The blanket was empty. The indent where his body should have been, gone. The camera never showed him leaving. He simply wasn't there. Then, when the video resumed, he was back under the covers like nothing happened. They rushed into his room immediately. He was asleep exactly as the footage showed. Warm, breathing normally. No memory of waking up. The parents decided to install a second camera facing the door and the closet. If something was happening, they wanted multiple angles. The following night, both cameras recorded simultaneously at 3:03 a.m. sharp. Both feeds glitched at the same time. Static flickered across the screen. The audio warped, and when the picture stabilized, the bedroom door was open, slowly swinging, but neither parent had entered. The hallway outside was pitch black. Then something changed in the corner of the frame. The closet door, which had been fully closed before, was now slightly open, just a few inches. Darker inside than the rest of the room, too dark, like the light refused to enter. Noah sits up again, same movement, same stiff posture. He looks straight at the closet and whispers, "You're closer tonight." The audio picked up something else this time. A faint second sound, a soft shifting noise, like fabric sliding across wood. Then a shape appears inside the closet. Not fully visible, just a distortion, like heat waves bending the air. Something darker than the shadows around it, taller than the door frame should allow. It doesn't walk out. It doesn't move normally. It stretches forward, inch by inch, like it's unfolding itself into the room. Noah nods again and quietly says, "They still can't see you." The parents watching live from their bedroom feel their stomachs drop. Daniel runs down the hallway immediately. But when he opens Noah's door, the closet is shut. The room completely normal. No one there. The camera showed Daniel entering, but whatever was in the closet is already gone. The next morning, they questioned Noah carefully. He described a tall friend who visited at night, said it didn't use the door, said it came from the dark part of the room. He claimed it asked questions about his parents, about when they slept, when they left the house, what time they woke up, like it was gathering information. That was the moment fear turned into panic. They decided to stay awake all night together in the living room, Noah sleeping between them. No one entered his bedroom. No one touched the cameras. Yet at exactly 3:03 a.m., both feeds activated by themselves. The empty bedroom appeared on their phones, and slowly the closet door opened on its own. Just a crack, like something inside was checking if the room was empty. 3 days later, the family left the house permanently, but the final piece of footage still disturbs investigators. On the last recorded night, after the house was empty, both cameras turned on again at 3:03 a.m. The bedroom door creaked open by itself. The closet opened wider than ever before, and for nearly 10 seconds, something tall stood in the middle of the room. Too thin, too long, head nearly touching the ceiling. Completely black, like a silhouette cut out of reality. It didn't move. It just stood there. Then it slowly tilted its head toward the camera, like it knew it was being watched. The feed cut to static instantly. The house was sold months later. New owners reported nothing unusual, but every night at exactly 3:03 a.m., the old camera system even unplugged. Briefly lights up with a red recording dot. The narrator's voice lowers to a whisper. Some children talk to imaginary friends, and most of the time, that's all they are. But sometimes, the camera records something back. The screen fades to black. White text appears slowly. Noah Clark. Family relocated. Property listed as vacant. The static returns one last time. Then, silence.